Okay, it looks like we're live. Hi. Oh, wow. There's a cat here. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with cats. What's up? I guess you do stuff here. I don't know. It's my first day. I'm not sure. So hello everybody. This is New Wave Vader. Um, you might be wondering what I've been up to for a long time now. 77 was a wild time and some folks didn't make it really. Contrary to popular belief, I did make it out, and now I'm kind of back on the scene, sort of trying to reinvent myself. But I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. So let me try to give a just nuts and bolts summary of what's going on here. So, people, the most common question, oh man, you were in the dark side. That was a pretty gnarly band, did some not okay stuff. Had some okay stuff too. I mean, we made some great records. I'm never gonna say we didn't, but things got a little just out of control. Like, I mean, we made the Rolling Stones look like school children. You know what I mean? Like we made um, you know, we made Iggy look like a Boy Scout, I mean, that was just, and when I think about it, I'm like, wow. But I mean, it all started like Palpatine. I was never really into the groove. Like, I always had a lot of questions. Like, at one point, I was just like, are we a glam band? I'm wearing a cape. Why? And Palpatine was like, oh no, we're not a glam thing. Here, check out my cloak. And yeah. And I was always just kind of like, hey man, the dude from Midnight Oil called. He wants his look back. Like I was never into it. But, joining the light side was just out of the question. I mean, Luke is my son. I love him. I really do. But he has never had an original song or thought come out of his head. When he went into exile, I was kind of like, oh, maybe he's going to get some chops now. Like maybe this is kind of like his Sid Barrett moment. Like maybe this is kind of like he's going to, kind of become a recluse like Daniel Johnston, write some great tunes. Maybe he's even selling his soul like Robert Johnson did. I don't know. But maybe he's going to come out, really great from this. Not so much. He was just like drinking from a cow's udder or whatever it was he was doing and was still writing really lame stuff. And it's like, okay, dude, like you made out with your sister, everybody knows it. Kind of weird. You just never addressed it. You just kind of let it sit there. I don't know what to tell you, man. So joining the light side was just totally out of the question for me. It was just something I could not justify doing. So I stayed with the dark side, and then what really broke me was like the laser hand thing that Palpatine started doing. I mean, he was always needed to be the front man, always needed to have the spotlight, which that's cool with me. I can totally jive with that, but he was just doing the things, and I'm an analog guy, and I pretty much said to Palpatine, like, look, I'm an analog guy. It's lightsaber or bust. And he was like, no, man, get with the times. It's 77. Punk's dead already. We got to do the lightning hand thing. And I'm like, I am not into the lightning hand thing. And, it got to the point we had that killer show. I know a lot of people saw it. It was like one of our most popular moments. I think we've had a lot of better moments that nobody freaking saw, but this was that like it was on the Return of the Jedi album, the third part of the trilogy. I can't call it the original trilogy because I guess it wasn't. It was episodes 4, 5, and 6. The label was really weird to us, but you know we had that crazy jam sesh, and Luke guested, and I mean we shredded so hard. I lost a hand. I got a new robotic hands, really helps with shredding. I'm pretty stoked. But I mean, it was such a killer show. And then he just out of nowhere is like, ooh, laser hands, and just totally out of place, had no bearing whatsoever, just starts doing the laser thing. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I broke up the band. Um, and, it's a weird way to break up a band by throwing your front man over a ledge. I know that's kind of strange. I know that's kind of different. I was on a lot of coke. It was a crazy time. And I totally thought there was a trampoline at the bottom. And as far as I know, there still was. I mean, Palpatine, no one's heard from him since 77. So I don't know where he is. I looked him up on Facebook, didn't find anything. But I mean, I don't know. The optimist in me wants to say he's fine. So now I'm just trying to get back into the scene. You know, a lot's changed. Everything's digital now. Everything. I mean, the art of the album has just been totally forgotten. Everything's in the iTunes or Spotify, and I'm just like, dude, I just kind of want to spin some vinyl. Like I'm no Joe Biden fan, but like the fact that he was like up in vinyl, I was like, that's actually the one cool thing this guy did, I guess. I don't know, probably not, but man, so that's where I'm at. I guess I have to do the song of the day or whatever. So the song of the day, Soraya, which is this amazing rock and roll outfit out of Philadelphia, Soraia, Soraya. I've been really digging on their tunes. Female fronted, very modern garage rock and roll, but they also have a little bit of a throwbacky thing going on, a little bit of Zeppelin and Heart going on. Really dig their sound. The newest album is called Evergreen. Check out the track Evergreen. And also something worth checking out from them, they do a killer cover of Rebel Rebel by David Bowie. David and I used to hang out a lot back in the day. He was always a good friend. And he was one of the guys who told me, dude, the dark side is getting a little too gnarly. You should bail now. It's getting a little too druggy. This is getting too, like, you're trying to blow up planets. You're taking this too far. I didn't listen to him, and, you know, maybe I should have. Maybe I'd still be a big rock star had I listened to Bowie. At one point, he even talked about me joining his band, and all right. Anyway, coulda, woulda, shoulda. That point is, artist of the day, Soraya. Song of the day, Evergreen. Again, that's Soraia. And I guess this cat is, yeah. All right. Well, cool. Good to meet you, cat. All right. Well, that's the song of the day. This is New Wave Vader. And stay tuned for Get Your News On with Ron. You know, it's what the kids are doing, I guess. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Get Your News On with Ron. I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Happy Music Monday. Again, song of the day, Soraya Evergreen, as recommended by New Wave Vader. So here's something a little bit breaking. It is official now. I know there's been a lot of speculation, but it was made official last night in Detroit, Michigan. Rashida Tlaib has endorsed Bernie Sanders. Let's see what she has to say about it. Check it out. Here we go. All right.
I think I'm a Bernie when he saw just not myself, but my other sisters in service being attacked by this president, this bully. For him, there was no hesitation. He jumped on board and said, what can I do to uplift you all? What can I do to support you all? The fact that he truly believes that women like us, women that this institution hasn't been ready for, that we feel supported. And from day one, he's always made us feel like that. I am endorsing Bernie Sanders because he's not going to sell us out. He understands that it's not just about policies and about words, but it's going to be also about completely transforming the structures in place that is hurting American people. For me, representing the third poorest congressional district in the country, he is in many ways pushing back against this really painful oppression. It's been incredibly inspiring to see his unwavering support for the same ideals that I have about people over profits. He is speaking about that mother that is.
Quick shout out. Got a Simon and Garfunkel LP in the background there. Quick shout out, Simon and Garfunkel LP. All right, let's watch the rest of it.
Tired of walking by blighted homes, tired of having to send their child to a school that doesn't have clean drinking water, or fighting just for the right to literacy right now that's happening in Michigan. I mean, there's something incredibly inspiring about someone that we know is not going to sell us out, that's not going to bow down to these structures that are so built on racism, built on choosing those that are wealthy, that he's consistent in saying that he's with us first. He will always choose us first. My family has never, ever really come together on a lot of political issues, honestly, after the passing of my father. But Bernie seems to be able to unite us.
All right. So there you have it. She's officially endorsed him. Now, I don't know, was that in Bernie's office or in hers? I mean, there was a lot of Bernie stuff, which maybe that was Bernie's office. I've actually been to Bernie's office before in D.C., but I don't remember everything that was in it. But I was in Bernie's office in D.C. for the Convergence Conference when we went to deliver the petitions for Bernie to start a new political party. Bernie was not there today to receive the petitions, unfortunately, but we did show up. We did deliver them. And yeah, but I don't know. So maybe the Simon and Garfunkel album's Bernie's. Maybe it's just like, Mrs. Robinson is a metaphor for everybody needing healthcare. But anyway, so Rashida Tlaib officially endorsed Bernie Sanders, which now Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has, and Ilhan Omar has, and Rashida Tlaib has. So they got almost all the squad has endorsed Bernie Sanders, and it became official with this video. And last night at a rally in Detroit, where I believe Jack White also jammed out at that rally as well. And Detroit's a big one. Keep in mind, Michigan went for Bernie in the primary by a lot. Like Bernie was very popular in Michigan. I actually got to see Bernie. That was the first time I saw Bernie, was in Michigan. It was in a town called Traverse City, Michigan. And I think I told this story before, but I was on the road. This was, this was back in 2015, or it might have been 2016 at that point. But yeah, I think it might have been 2016 at that point, early in 2016. But this was back before I lived in Los Angeles, when I was still on the road, living in my car. And I had a show in a town called Traverse City, Michigan. And we did morning radio that day. There was a morning radio spot that I did. And it was kind of funny because the DJ was announcing events, and he was announcing all this like stuff that was going on. And I was like kind of vaguely paying attention because I wasn't on mic at that point. And then he goes, and of course, Bernie Sanders is in town today. And I was just like, whoa, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, man, Bernie Sanders is in town. I'm going to show up in a Trump mask. Then I'm going to go to a Trump event in a Bernie mask, which I think that guy did. Whatever. It was radio entertainment, if you will. And so I got to go see Bernie Sanders, and it was packed. It was an auditorium packed with people. And it was a really powerful, powerful event. And I think that Michigan's huge because, keep in mind, Bernie Sanders won it in the primary, but Hillary did not win it in the general. Michigan was one of the states she lost that she totally should have won, that no Democrat should ever lose Michigan, but she did. So I think Michigan's big, and I think Bernie knows it. So that's cool that not only was it a big event, Jack White was there. He came up from Tennessee to his old stomping ground of Detroit, Michigan. Jack White knows how to keep it cool in the middle, man. He's from Detroit, the Motor City, great rock and roll town. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee, great music town. I have a lot of love for both. Lived in one of them at one point, lived in Nashville for a few years. Got a lot of love for both those cities. So, I think it's cool that Jack White holds down the fort out there. And that's awesome that he did a Bernie event too. So Rashida Tlaib officially endorsed Bernie Sanders. All right. So let's some other stuff that's going on here. So Christina sends this. Now, Christina sent the video, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play the video. The reason I'm not going to play the video, I'm a little bit worried about copyright issues here. The way copyright works is it's supposed to be fair use when you're engaging in commentary and stuff like that. But sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you don't always get treated 100% fairly, and they ding you anyway because it sets off, it's like a coding thing that picks up stuff. So they recognize sounds, or they recognize like materials like that are all at once, and then they give you a flag, or a flag gets raised or whatever. So point being, playing the song is a bit of danger. That's why I never play the songs of the day. I wish I could. The interesting part is a lot of the artists that I try to promote on Songs of the Day are not always famous artists. A lot of times they're not. So they'd probably like it better if I played their music. But, with copyright issues, it's just hard. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to like play a snippet. I'll have it like regimented where I'll play like 13 seconds or something. But I don't know. It's risky, which is sad. And it's a bummer there's not a better process to handle this sort of thing. But right now there's not. So just the sound itself tips things off, and then you get a strike, even if you're engaging in commentary or promoting it as a song of the day where you're talking about the music itself and just playing a snippet, which is totally fair use and totally not against the law at all. Anyway, you get the idea. So we're not going to listen to the song because this happened on SNL, but we will talk about what happened. And this is from Christina. So Chance the Rapper supports the Chicago Teachers Union on SNL, says Chicago is better than the rest in opening monologue rap. So, and check it out. Here's what he was wearing. Chance the Rapper was wearing a Chicago Teachers Union sweatshirt. That's what he wore on SNL. And that's awesome. So wearing a red CTU sweatshirt during his opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, Chance the Rapper offered his support for the striking union in Chicago with a rap about the second city. And he didn't stop there, spending moments Sunday afternoon on Twitter where he further campaigned for the union, writing #FairContractNow. It may be tempting to say, this is according to the article from the Chicago Tribune, it may be tempting to say that Chance, who was pulling double duty as host and musical guest, did what he does best when he rapped his monologue. But he's arguably as gifted comedically as he is musically with his second appearance on the live sketch show. I can't speak to that because I didn't see it. But what he did here was really awesome. I know that much. Chance again showed why he's a fan favorite in the show's skits. So here's what he said here. Here's a joke that he did. If you don't remember, last time I was here, I gave $1 million to Chicago public schools, and I'm happy to say it completely fixed everything, he joked. No, honestly, to the teachers in Chicago, I know you guys are on strike right now, and I fully support you. So Chance quickly moved on to the rap portion of his monologue that I wish we could just play, but we can't, so we'll talk about it instead. So he moved on to the rap portion, in which he was joined by SNL's Kyle Mooney, who tried to convince Chance Mooney's hometown of San Diego is known as the second city of Southern California. I've never heard that before, but okay. During his time on stage, Mooney also asked if he could be on Chance's next album, which required a little more than a quick no to gain appreciative laughs. So the Chicago Teachers Union was appreciative of Chance's efforts, responding with their own one-word response, wow, before tagging Chance on the social media platform. Sometimes less is more, and all it takes is a wow. Am I right? So here's what he said. To honor my hometown, I'm going to do a song about Chicago, the second city, Chance began, before extolling the virtues of other famous seconds. Everything from Bing to Coffee Bean to French fries from Burger King. Although I guess he's a Wendy's guy. Okay. All right. I think Chicago is better than the rest. His monologue continues. I love my wife and family is true. A month ago, we welcomed daughter number 2. Now I'm in New York. It's a great time to be alive. I'm back for the second time hosting Saturday Night Live. Chance also introduced himself and performed 2 songs, Zanies and Fools and Handsome, and was a standout in skits. All right. And Chance also took to Twitter to retweet those who appreciated his appearance, surprising some fans without many followers by elevating their comments. I should have tweeted at him. Damn it. Missed opportunity. I should have been like, great job on the Chicago Teachers Union. But I didn't know because admittedly, I have not watched Saturday Night Live in years. Nothing intentional. Like I'm not like, I don't, I don't. I'm not familiar enough with it to even have an opinion one way or the other. I know some people say like, oh, it's not what it used to be. Some people say, oh, it's better than it ever has been. I have no idea. Like I couldn't even begin to tell you. When I'm at shows and people start busting out in SNL chat, I have nothing to add. And I just kind of sit there quietly because I just don't. I mean, it's on Saturday nights. That's not. Here's the way I treat Saturday nights. Okay. First of all, a lot of time my fiance has to work on Saturday nights because she works part-time at a bar in downtown Los Angeles. And usually Saturday night is when they need a part-time person. So usually that's the night she works. So I either have a show. So then Saturday night is kind of a work night for both of us, if you will. I have a show. Or if she's off, we usually like to have a date, the two of us, or I'm on the road. Or if I don't have a show, if I'm not on the road, if my fiance's not off, usually I'll try to go to something. I'll go to a show or I'll go see some live music for fun, or I'll hang out with some friends. Or if I really just want to stay in, I don't want to watch SNL. I want to work on a script. I want to write. And I want to have a writing night, which I do that sometimes where I either go to a coffee shop or I just sit in my apartment and I write all night. I know what you're thinking. This is a guy who knows how to party. Wow, Ron, rock star living. Anyway, all right. So let's see if there's anything else here. Saturday Night Live cast members also contributed to the cause during the show's closing. Okay, that's cool. Cast members Cecilia Strong, Alex Moffat, and Chris Redd also sported Chicago Teachers Union t-shirts as Chance thanked the night's guest stars and said goodnight to the audience. As the credits rolled, Chance was joined by the show's players wearing the t-shirts in a final show of solidarity with the union. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, how can you say anything? I don't know much about Chance the Rapper. I mean, I know who he is. I don't know much about him, but that's an awesome display right there. That's awesome that he's standing with the unions. That's awesome that he's voicing his support and that he got others to do so as well. And that's really cool that happened on SNL. Hopefully it was received in the positive by the powers that be at SNL. Hopefully they were like, good for you. Well done. I'd imagine if his ratings were great and everyone was happy, they wouldn't really care one way or the other. But I hope it was positively received. And I'm sure a couple of people will complain. You know what I mean? Like inevitably, when you're on a platform like SNL, like there's always going to be somebody who complains. Like there's always going to be somebody like when you're on just the biggest platform, which I guess is just a lesson in the human condition. There's always going to be somebody. So I guarantee you there will be a lot of complaints about Chance the Rapper. There's also going to be a lot of support too, but there will be a lot of complaints. I mean, let's put it this way. Jimmy Kimmel, all Jimmy Kimmel said at one point, and this was back when he had I believe he had a child and there were complications with the child. All he said was, nobody should have to not have healthcare in this country. Everybody should have healthcare. Everybody should be covered, no matter whether they can pay for it or not. That's all he said. All he said, just a nice sentiment. It's ridiculous that people do not have healthcare in the richest country in the world. That's pretty much all Jimmy Kimmel said. He didn't make some kind of political statement, really. He didn't endorse any politician over another. All he said was just a very safe, if you will, at least I thought it was very safe statement that, hey, everyone should have healthcare. And he got death threats for that. Jimmy Kimmel got death threats sent to him just for saying everybody in the country should have health care. I don't know a ton about Jimmy Kimmel's politics, to tell you the truth. I might agree with him on a lot. I might not agree with him on a lot. I'm not sure. I just know in that, for instance, all he did was just make a broad general statement that you'd think everybody would be cool with. Yeah, everyone should have health care in the United States. Full stop. But nope, that was that was too risque. That was too edgy. That was too controversial. What a world we live in, right? But good for Chance the Rapper. That's an awesome move, showing solidarity with the Chicago Teachers Union. Well done. Cool. And Christina, thank you for sharing that. Oh, and by the way, RF Hartwell was brought the Rashida Tlaib video to my attention over on the Reddit subsection. So RF Hartwell, thank you for sharing that as well. All right, we're going to do a follow-up on California, because you guys know that California has had these ridiculous blackouts, and they are intentional blackouts due to PG&E's negligence. PG&E is the power company who, because of their negligence, because of their refusal to invest in infrastructure and instead pandering to the shareholders, that arguably caused a lot of the fires last year. A lot of their negligence caused a lot of the fires, and now there are mandatory blackouts that are happening because of their shoddy infrastructure, and most of this, if not all, could have been prevented. To give you a quick update. But here's what the Los Angeles Times is saying, because this is unprecedented. All right, intentional blackouts of this magnitude are unprecedented in California history. Never before in California history have more than 2 million people gone 5 days without electrical power because of the intentional safety policy of a utility. But that is the plan shaping up under a massive outage across northern and central California, put into effect by PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, to prevent more wildfires like the massive Kincaid fire in Sonoma County from erupting as winds howl across the region. The outage will bust national averages for blackouts, though not the worst ones in history. PG&E's shutoff began in phases on Friday afternoon, and by Sunday evening, the utility had cut current to 940,000 homes and businesses, affecting more than 2 million people. The outages stretch as far north as Eureka and as far south as Salinas along the coast, as well as along the Sierra foothills. So again, this all could have been prevented. And now it's happening. Oh, and what else did PG&E do recently? They screwed over all the consumers because they couldn't do any payouts to customers because they declared bankruptcy. Their negligence caused the fires. Then they declared bankruptcy, and all the people who lost their homes because of their negligence, tough cookies. Oh, well. Rokana sums it up pretty good in this tweet. Here, check out this tweet. I like this tweet by Rokana. Instead of spending $10.5 million lobbying our politicians and $4.5 billion on stock buybacks for investors, PG&E should have invested in tree trimming and infrastructure. Here's the result: over 2 million Californians without power. Sums it up perfectly. That sums it up perfectly. Again, let's run those numbers again. They spent $10.5 million lobbying their politicians, I guess, so they could do shit like this without consequence. Then they spent $4.5 billion on stock buyouts for investors. They didn't invest in infrastructure during any of this. And now here's the result: over 2 million Californians without power, and wildfires. And wildfires continue to happen. So, and I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, you're going to have one side that says, well, let's just privatize everything because that will make matters worse. That will take a bad situation and make it worse. But hopefully they find the right solution there of holding these companies accountable, of minimizing and extinguishing the corruption, and streamlining the process so that we get a better system here. We are the 5th largest economy in the world, and we have regular power outages because of the negligence of a power company, the straight up just negligence of a power company that didn't invest properly in infrastructure. So hopefully this gets solved, and it gets solved fast, because this is beyond ridiculous. PG&E has gotten away with way too much. They declared bankruptcy, so they screwed the customers over. They're at least remotely responsible for some of the fires that have happened over the past couple years, fires that have destroyed homes, that have killed people. And it's all because of their negligence. It's all because they wanted to give the stockholders more and not worry about their product. And now we have regular power outages because of all that too. This is criminal level negligence. And hopefully someone is held accountable. And hopefully this is dealt with in a swift and immediate and thorough fashion. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we're going to continue to follow this, and we're going to see what happens. All right. So let me go see what you guys are saying. We're going to end a little bit early today because of a conference that I have to attend. But let me see what you guys are saying. And what are you guys going to be for Halloween, by the way? I was actually New Wave Vader. That was my I was New Wave Vader for Halloween. That was my costume. But anyway, guys, tour dates, I got them. Australia, Don't wait. Get your tickets now, Australia. Do not wait. Get your tickets now. Romplacone.com. Melbourne, November 14th. Adelaide, November 15th. Sydney, November 17th. Perth, November 22nd. Romplacone.com. Get your tickets. Do not wait. Do not wait. Also, Southern California, we're doing some stuff right in the area to preview our 2020 tour. That's Graham Elwin and myself. December 13th, Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. December 14th, the Dojo of Comedy at Sycamore Tavern right in Los Angeles. Get those tickets at romplacone.com. 2020, we got some tickets available now. February 8th, Tucson, Arizona. February 29th, San Francisco, California. March 12th, Orlando, Florida. Sorry, it took me a second there. March 12th, Orlando, Florida. March 14th, Miami, Florida. Tickets should be available for that within the next day or so. Let's see. April 10th, I will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. April 24th, Seattle, Washington. April 25th, Portland, Oregon. All those tickets are available at romplacone.com. Get them. And we're going to be announcing a bunch more dates. We're going to be announcing a bunch more dates. Cleveland, we're coming. Cleveland, Ohio, we're coming. We should have all the details on that very soon. If you want to support this show on the sustainability end, please do consider becoming a patron. Patreon.com/romplacone. For a give what you can level, you get a patrons only stream once a week. You also get dialogues between myself and my cat Lucy before they're illustrated. You get full stand-up clips that aren't available anywhere else. And you get to download my album. And you get all kinds of fun perks. We do green room chats where you get to chat with me in the green room before a stream. All kinds of fun stuff for a give what you can level. And you help me expand this show. I want to do more streams. I want to do more interviews. I want to do more segments. I want to get municipal broadband in my city. And I really want to formalize this task force. Your patronage helps me get there. Patreon.com/romplacone if you are so able. But you know how it goes. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this. Tomorrow, there is no show due to I got to go to a thing, and it actually pertains to municipal broadband, which is city-owned internet. So there will be no Get Your News On with Ron tomorrow. We will be back Wednesday, same time, same channel. You know the drill. Get Your News On with Ron, same time, same channel on Wednesday. And until then, you know the drill. Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.